Gentlemen, women, guests, and speaker, you are welcome. Today we are gathered here to share about made cities, artificial intelligence, new societies, planetary education, educational change, and cities creative work. Today we are facing an historical transition where artificial intelligence is no longer only a technical tool, but a stretching force for societies, education system, and cultural production. In this context, in this context, the concept of mid cities, major and information literacy cities become essential as a framework for rethinking how individuals and communities learn, create, and participate in a rapidly evolving digital ecosystem. This webinar explores the intersection between media and information literacy and artificial intelligence, focusing on how cities can become living laboratory for critical thinking, digital responsibility, and creative intelligence. Main cities are not only geographical space, but also educational ecosystem where citizens are empowered to understand information flow, decode algorithm, and actively contribute to knowledge production. At the planetary level, we are facing major educational challenge. Information disorder, algorithm bias, unequal access to digital skills, and the transformation of work and creativity under artificial intelligence system. These challenges require a new educational imagination, one that integrates ethics, technology, culture, and human development. In this perspective, creative work becomes central. Artificial intelligence is reshaping how we write, design, teach, produce media, and even how we think. The question is no longer whatever artificial intelligence will replace human creativity, but how women and artificial intelligence can co-create responsibly, critically, and mindfully. The webinar brings together international experts, researchers, professionals to reflect on one central question. How can mill cities guide humanity towards more informed, creative, and inclusive societies in the age of artificial intelligence? Before I give the floor to the first panelist, let me introduce Professor Felipe, the head of this initiative. Professor Felipe, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Professor Emmanuel Komikunako, and thank you so much to all the present here. I am I am really happy for this moment, this important moment. Dear friends and colleagues, you are so much welcome to a special session entitled Mile Cities, AI, New Societies, Planetary Educative Challenges, and Creative World. We got today excellent keynotes and panelists, of course. Thank you for your presence today. The planet is in danger now. We got now threats to the peace and threats to ecologic. We got the rapid advancement of digital technology and AI system has changed the global communications scene. Misinformation, manipulation, deepfakes, and algorithmic influence have a growing impact on public trust, democratic participation, elections, and social cohesion. We got now fake news, influencers. We got a new scenario to education to elections to corporative war, we got a new scenery, a new place, a new war. We got the effort of everybody. We got the effort of these panelists, these wonderful panelists. We got the effort of the whole society to change and transformate this this situation in positive situation. Of course, we got to today excellent panelists, and it will be a wonderful discussion. Well, the panelists got the flow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Felipe, for your introduction. Now we are going to give the floor to our first panelist from India. Especially to this some condition, we will give the floor to Professor Dr. Dinesh Babu from India. But before I give him the floor, let me introduce him. Dr. Dinesh Babu is an assistant professor and vice chairperson at the Department of Visual Media and Communication, Amrita Vishwa Vidipitam Koshi campus. With over 7 years of teaching and 13 years of research experience, his expertise lies in mass media communication, environmental and health communication, new media and development communication, actively guiding PhD candidates. Dr. Babu has also published extensively on media and social change. He is a member of academic associations including the Artificial Intelligence for Media Global Research Association and UNESCO Media Alliance. He has also organized numerous events, media literacy, misinformation, and suitability impacting media studies globally. Professor Dr. Dinesh Babu, you have the floor.
Yes, and good morning and good evening to one and all, and very happy for being in this fruitful panel. First of all, I have to thank Professor Philip and Emmanuel for inviting me again for this particular for the panel. And sorry for the inconvenience because I was in a travel. I want to attend this and I have to give my insights on ML cities, AI, new societies, planetary educative challenges, and creative work. So, distinguished scholars, respected policymakers, media professionals, educators, researchers, and dear participants from across the globe. Namaste. It is both an honor and a responsibility to address this important international dialogue on ML cities, AI, new societies, planetary educative challenges, and creative work. So, we are living in a historic moment where artificial intelligence is no longer a future imagination. It has become an active social force, shaping how we think, communicate, learn, govern, create, and even remember reality itself. Today's algorithm influence the public opinion, as we know very well. AI systems curate our knowledge, deepfakes challenge our trust, recommendation engines shapes the political behavior, even a consumer's behavior too, and digital platforms increasingly mediate the human relationship. The question before humanity is therefore not simply, can AI do this? The deeper question is, what kind of society are we building with AI? So this is where media and information literacy, MIL, become not merely an educational concept, but a civilizational necessity. So, a human communication has entered a transformative era. For centuries, communication was fundamentally human to human. Today, it is increasingly becoming a human to machine, machine assisted human communication, and in many cases, machine to machine communication that invisibly shapes human decisions. Artificial intelligence now writes news reports, generates a visual art, edit videos, translates languages, design campaigns, predicts the behavior, and creates a systematic, synthetic realities. So we are witnessing the emergence of AI-generated journalism, AI-assisted education, AI-driven governance, AI-mediated emotional interactions, and algorithmically engineered public discourse. While these innovations offer extraordinary opportunities, they also produce profound risk. The main risks which I just categorizing is like misinformation ecosystems, deep fake manipulation, polarization, surveillance capitalism, data colonialism, digital addiction, and the erosion of critical thinking. So the crisis today is not merely a technological, it is epistemological. Humanity is struggling to distinguish truth from fabrication, information from manipulation, participation from performance, and intelligence from automation. This is why media and information literacy must evolve beyond a digital skill training. MAL today must become a ethical literacy, algorithmic literacy, civic literacy, emotional literacy, and democratic literacy. And while comes with the MAL cities and planetary educational challenges, the idea of UNESCO MAL cities offers one of the most visionary framework for our time. A MAL city is not simply a technological advanced city. It is socially conscious, ethically informed, and critically engaged ecosystem where citizens are empowered to access the information responsibly, evaluate media critically, participate democratically, and use technology for collective well-being. In the age of AI, cities must become a laboratories of responsible digital citizenship. But our planetary educational challenges remains immense. Across the world, educational systems face unequal digital access, weak critical media education, insufficient AI literacy, lack of teachers' preparedness, language barriers, economic inequalities, and widening cognitive divides between digitally privileged and digitally marginalized communities. The challenges especially serve in the global south. If AI development countries without inclusive educational frameworks, we risk create new forms of digital inequality, algorithmic discrimination, and knowledge exclusion. Therefore, educational institutions must urgently redesign their curriculum to include AI literacy, fact checking skills, ethical communication, data awareness, data citizenship, and critical media analysis. So, education can no longer function only as information delivery. In AI driven society, education must cultivate empathy, creativity, ethical reasoning, and social responsibility. Because future societies will not be defined merely by technological advancement, but by the wisdom with which humanity uses technology. So, while comes with creativity, innovation, and future work, another major transformation before us is in the changing nature of creative labor. AI is now capable of generating on images, videos, poetries, films, advertisements, research summaries, and even human like conversations. Naturally, many people will fear, will AI replace human creativity? I believe the answer is more nuanced. AI may automate the production, but it cannot replace human consciousness, human empathy, human ethics, or human lived experiences. The future of creativity will belong not to those who compete against AI, but to those who learn to collaborate with the AI responsibly. So, the emerging workforce will require interdisciplinary thinking, adaptive learning, ethical judgment, creative intelligence, and emotional understanding. This means universities and educational institutions must shift from producing merely employable graduates to nurturing critical thinkers, social responsible innovators, ethical storytellers, and creative problem solvers. The future of creative economy will increasingly value authenticity, cultural intelligence, sustainability, community narratives, and human-centered design. In this context, ML become a foundational skill for future work ecosystem. So, to build a responsible and inclusive digital society, technology without ethics leads to instability. Innovation without inclusion leads to inequality. And AI without human value leads to social fragmentation. Therefore, our collective responsibility is to build digital society that are inclusive, democratic, transparent, accessible, culturally sensitive, and environmentally sustainable. So, before moving towards that, we must ask who designs AI systems, whose knowledge is represented, which language are prioritized, which communities are excluded, who benefits from digital transformation, and who is left behind. So, responsible digital societies require public policy, educational reform, media accountability, civic participation, and international cooperation. Importantly, MAL should not remain confined to classrooms. It must become a lifelong societal practice involving schools, universities, governments, civil society, media institutions, cultural organizations, and local communities. Cities themselves must become educational ecosystems. With an international cooperation and sustainable ecosystems, no single nation can address these challenges alone. The AI revolution is global. Misinformation is global. Climate anxiety is global. Digital inequalities are global. Therefore, the response must be also a global. International collaboration among researchers, educators, policymakers, journalists, technologists, artists, and civil society actors is essential for creating sustainable email ecosystems. We need a cross-border research partnerships, open educational resources, multilingual AI literacy framework, ethical AI guidelines, community-based innovation models, and culturally rooted approaches to digital transformation. The future of ML cities depends on our ability to create a network of solidarity and shared learning. So, to conclude my discussion on this, as we stand at the interaction of artificial intelligence and human civilization, we must remember a simple truth. Technology alone cannot build a human society. Only informed, ethical, critical aware, and compassionate citizens can do that. The future before us is uncertain, but it is also full of responsibility. If guided responsibly, AI can become a tool, not a division, but of empowerment, not an exclusion, but of inclusion, not of manipulation, but of meaningful human progress. Let us, therefore, work together to build MAL cities that are intelligent yet human, technological advancement yet ethical grounded, globally connected yet culturally rooted, and innovative yet socially responsible. Because ultimately, the future of AI is not only about machine learning, it is all about humanity learning how to remain human in the age of intelligent machines. Thank you for this opportunity and thank you for all. Namaste.
Yeah, thank you so much, Professor Babu, for your communication. I will resume in one summary in one word. Artificial intelligence can help us build the world, but never change the human force. Professor Felipe, you have the floor. According to the time, you comment at the end of the communication. So you have 1 minute, Professor Felipe.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
dear friend.
Yes.
I like so much your ideas, Professor Dinesh Babu. Uh, we got here some points of remark. For example, the role of the algorithm is not the machine learn, it's the human learn, of course. The polarization, misinformation ecosystems, and your approach is epistemological approach. Epistemological approach. This is different approach, and we need this vision too, my friend, because the science is a multiple got multiple approach, but epistemological approach is very important for this problem or challenge of the humanity, the humankind. The other points as in your speech are about the social inequalities and we need, of course, democracy, but we need a real democracy. It's not the it's not a simple problem. It's not only a problem of elections, got elections. No, 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 no. The problem is very, very, very a prof, and we need a prof in this problem. How we got, how we can develop a new democracy in this new context with algorithms, with robots, with new actors. The problem is a real challenge. Thank you so much, dear Professor Dinesh Babu, for your strong contribution. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Professor Felipe. Thank you so much. And thank you, Manuel, for giving this platform for again giving out valuable insights on AI. And I will be listening to others and I will be continuing my travel too. And thank you for everyone. Yeah.
thank you so much, Mr. Babu. Good journey, and we will be together everywhere. Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
always, always. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. According to the time, I will give the floor to Professor Dr. Thomas Bier, and we have to do about 7 minutes, everyone, so we can be in the time. Thank you so much. Yeah, before I give the floor to Professor Thomas Bier, let me introduce him. Professor Dr. Thomas Bier is an Austrian communication scholar and professor emeritus at the University of Vienna, Faculty of Social Science. Yeah, he served as a co-vice chair of the International Streaming Committee of the UNESCO Media and Information Literacy Alliance, a global UNESCO support network that promotes media and information literacy worldwide and advise UNESCO on related strategies and coordination. At the University of Vienna, he had a long academic career in communication and media studies with expertise in media literacy and media education, communication theory and cultural studies, transcultural communication and societal change, and digital and public communication system. He is also known as for his international academic engagement, having collaborated with universities and research programs across Europe, Asia, Africa, and Latin America, particularly in the field of media literacy, social communication, and global education initiative. Beyond his academic work, Professor Bier has contributed to various media education initiatives, including founding and supporting media platforms and interdisciplinary projects linking communication, society, and education. Professor Thomas Bier, you have the floor.
Don't listen to you, Professor. Open your audio, please.
Professor, you are mute.
I'm here. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you very much. I would like to show you some slides as well, but seeing I'm not technically so far to get it for now, I have sent it to Felipe. But I'm very happy to meet you all as good colleagues, and I thank you very much for the statement I just have heard from Danish. It was very interesting, and I think I can go on in this. What I would like, sorry, I just have to get somehow. I did no, I don't know what I'm doing now. Well, anyway. What I would like to do is to somehow to challenge us for a epistemological verification. When we talk about media, we often or mostly we think of a unit of structures. We think of a system. Maybe sometimes we think just of a tool. So that means we have really an idea how we bring together different experiences and different views into one term. Uh, if you use such a term like communication or media or society or identity, all those terms, they are for us as scientists, as we are not describing the object, but we are describing how we are thinking the object. Those are just metaphors of description. We need metaphors in order to be able to describe what we think, what a connection of happiness and event and views and ideas communication is. We have we have not just a metaphor in a way that we describe. We have a metaphor even in a way that we say how it should be like. If we say communication, we think something is coming together, something is connected to each other, or we are connecting to each other. So that means we have, when we describe communication or describe media or society or identity or whatever, we have a normative construct, we have an empirical construct, we have a critical construct, and we have as well a pragmatic construct. We know how to do communication. We think to know what are the criteria of communication or media or identity or whatever society, and we have some experiences by which we can recognize something as a communication or as a media communication or as a society or as a question of identity. And of course, we have as well a normative construct. So we are constructing those terms in order to describe what we think it belongs to each other. It's always connected to each other. So this, I think, is important for us as scientists to be clear that, again, we do not describe objects. We are describing as we think about. So any scientist approach is anyway a cultural approach, as we think as it is, as we are thinking as we are doing it. So this means it's a cultural understanding of whatever we are talking about. But even more, when we try to observe communication, when we try to observe society, or even the connection between society, organization, communication, and media, so then we describe uh, as we as we think we can observe it. That means that we do not observe the world as it is. The world is as we observe it. The media is as we observe it. The communication is as we observe it. The society is as we observe it. So why do we think communication and media is something that has to do with each other? It's our thinking. We think media should have to do with communication. Society should have to do with identity, sociability, and whatever. So it's the way as we are bringing those things together, and sometimes we're bringing them together. I'm sorry. Sometimes we're bringing them together because we have a norm of communication, we have a normative understanding of media, and a normative understanding of society, and whatever those terms are. But uh, as 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 we can say, the world is as we observe it. The world is as we think it, and we are trying to analyze this world of media or communication. So then we have to analyze as we think. Uh, I think this is important. So the scientific observation is always an observation of observation, a second level observation. So, of course, that means then as well that we are trying to find out what are we then observing when we observe. I'm still on this epistemological question. We are observing, or let me say it more academically, the object of what we observe is as we observe. Maybe I can give you an example. Uh, it's it happens between in intrapersonal communication, but happens also in intersocietal communication or intercultural communication or interreligious communication. Maybe this is easier to make it understandable here. When we are observing at Catholics, for example, Islamic religion, so then we do not observe the Islamic religion, we observe as we observe the Islamic religion. So that's why we learn more about ourselves than maybe about the Islamic religion, because we try to understand the let's say the opposite or any otherness we try to understand by comparing it to what we think already to know. That means when we observe, it does not happen like that, that these things come to me. It's my interest. It's always my interest, my model, my interest in using how shall I say, using my interest in order to get aware of what I'm observing. But again, I'm not observing an object, I'm observing as I'm observing an object. And that means the reality of what we are observing, let's say describing media, uh, the reality is not the reality by itself, it's the reality of a interpretation, it's the reality of meaning, what it means to us. We observe the media, what they mean to us. We observe the society, what it means to us. We observe religion, what it means to us, and so on and so on. So I think this is let me say an epistemological as well and methodological question. Someday we have really to think about to come to a clear decision, because as long as we are talking now, so it's my feeling, we have a very, let me say it like that, a very simple understanding of the connection of media and communication, a very functional understanding. As we understand
Yes.
as well, communication much too much, I have to say, functional. I want to see, I want to get any effect. I'm talking to you now, and I want to get the effect that you understand me and that you find it fine what I'm saying. And so that's why I'm doing it as I'm doing it, and I'm doing it in a mediated way, thinking if I'm doing it as I'm doing now, then I can meet your interests. So you see, everything we are doing is not just a media, it's mediated. So we have to come maybe from this understanding of a media to mediality as a quality of whatever we can observe. The mediality of communication, the mediality of the society, the mediality of identity, the mediality of nationality, everything we use as a term in order to describe something. We do it in connection to what we think already to know or what we think others could know. So we connect to that. So anything is mediated. So that means
Yes.
mediality is the resource of communication, the quality resource of communication, as communication is the resource or is the character of mediality. So we are what we are doing. We are not talking about oil. We are not talking about water. We are not talking about. We are talking about a special energy. This is communication on the next level, saying that the society we are living with lives from its sociability. Are we able to build a society? Yes, we do. We do it uh, in former times by the model of family. We do it sometimes in the model of we are a milieu, we belong together, like just now, for example. But in relation to the use of media, we are a next to next society. That means we think everyone has the same right as me, everyone wants to go the same way as me. So that's why, as I'm counting that anyone else let me do what I want to do, I let any other do what she or he wants to do. So this means we are not anymore in this way connected to each other by obligation. We are connected to each other by responsibility. As we think we are responsible to ourselves, we are responsible to any other's opportunity to live his or her life. So this is a shared responsibility, and that is this is somehow the uh, the core value of communication. Let's get let's be responsible for each other. Why responsible? Because it makes only sense that we are communicating if we state before, if we have the premise that we are different. If we would already be the same, we would not need communication, and it would pain us to communicate. We need each other because we are different. The more different we are, the more communication we need in order to, now the dialectic point, to need the point why we are different, why we are thinking different. And that is the communication. We come together in the interest of difference. And I think this is so important for understanding all what we experience with AI, because it's just one idea, but with AI and all those tools, we sort out the complexity of communication. We delegate it to the media, and we delegate it to a mechanism, a very technological mechanism, and we are happy that we do not have to do anymore anything with that. So we do not only delegate the question of time because it's much faster. We do not delegate the question of searching because they are much better in searching. We delegate much more. We delegate that we, or what we are losing is that we are confronted with a situation that we do not know. It's a special, it's a special level of interest to feel, to get aware. I do not know. If we sort out this to to a mechanism, it's fine, it's easy, it's comfortable, but we lose the contact to what we observe. We give away all what we observe in the situation. That observation is nothing something that happens to me. It's my way to find out. So I think uh, what I want to say is that uh, uh, communication, even in the frame of media, is not just something in order to get connected to any other. It's always something to get connected to myself, to be responsible to myself, to be my own authority, to mobilize my capacity, as I am interested that any other one does the same. So the most interested or the most valuable, no, I cannot say most valuable value, but it's you know what I want to say, is surprise. Surprise as a result of communication. I did not know before, I did not feel before, I did not mention before, I did not interpret before. I get something what is new in the way that I have to get confronted with it. you I think you hear my plaidoyer, what I want to say. We need we need a metaphor describing communication not as something that functions, and not something that is a process, but something that confronts me and confronts us always with ourselves. I'm always thinking of Felipe might know, maybe others as well, of the thesis of Wilhelm Flusser. uh, Communication is the art trick of human being to forget about its finity. So that means we are always trying to find out, what does it mean that we are as we are? What does it mean that we do as we do? It could be the destination of our lives not to be defined. We have to define it by the way as we communicate. And I think this, let me say, philosophical interpretation or philosophical factor of understanding communication, we should not give up in understanding AI and understanding the creative intelligence of artificial intelligence. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Professor Thomas Bier, for your sharing. It was very interesting. I can summarize in one word the role of observation and the interpretation of objects according to our knowledge and how we can
Okay, yeah.
communicate. And you have also highlighted epistemological the role of communication, the relation between women and object and how we can interpret them. Thank you so much. I will give the
Thank
floor
you very
to
much.
Professor Felipe to highlight quickly his word and
Yes,
we
yes, yes.
continue. Thank you so much, Professor Felipe.
Thank you so much, Professor Emmanuel Comiconacoan. Thank you so much, Professor Thomas Bauer. It's a real honor to receive you in this space. Thank you so much for your presence. Your presentation are very very different because you talk about the observer. Very,
Yeah,
very,
yeah,
very
exactly. Yeah.
insightful, very insightful, Professor Thomas Bauer. And we are agree with you because we need the quality of the observation, because the observation is the instrument or tool to the transformation. We need a new tools and new methodologies for this. Your vision is very, very insightful, Professor. We got here a new point. This point is very in the line of the mil cities, media and information literacy cities,
Mhm.
because the city is a new, for my opinion, a new concept of media and information literacy, because now all the city is the media, my friend. All
Yeah.
the city. Yeah, and we got different agents of the innovation
Right.
of the
Right.
cities. Yes, we got, for example, policymakers. We got, of course, educators like us. We got mm, artists. Very important, the artists. The sensibility for the responsibility, social responsibility, is on art, of course. Well, we got a new agents of the innovation, of course, but we got the observe. We need observe the observer.
Right.
Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. May I say one sentence, just because what I did not say, what I want us to think about, we have a model of action when we talk about communication. What I wanted to think as is communication as a model of observation. We are observing each other and not just acting each other. And if we are observing, we do not follow, like, for example, communication, acting in advertisement, acting in political, and so on. So this is what I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you
We
so much, Professor
Thank you so
Thomas.
much.
Yes. Yeah, thank you,
Communication
Professor
is not
Felipe.
functional. It's
Yes.
human communication.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, women communication. So We are going to give the floor quickly to the next panelist, Mr. David Meyer. Mr. David Meyer is a Brazilian researcher, educator, and media and information literacy specialist. He has served in leadership role within the UNESCO Media and Information Literacy Alliance, including as a former co-secretary general of International Streaming Committee. In this capacity, he contributed to coordinating international cooperation, advancing Mail Cities initiative, and supporting global effort to strengthen media and information literacy policies and practice across region. He is also actively engaged in academic and applied projects related to Mail Cities, communication, and digital education, contributing to international conference and collaborative research network focused on education, media, and sustainable community development. Mr. Mayor, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah.
Very honor for me participate for this discussion. Thank you very much, Professor Emmanuel Cominacu, Professor Felipe Chibas Ortiz. For me, it's very good opportunity for talk about new cities. Yes, I open my window. Let's
Yes.
see. Let's see.
It's working. It's working.
Yes.
It's okay. Yes.
Okay. Let's see. See my window?
Yes.
All the people? Okay.
Yes.
Talk about the new thousand cities, yes, new cities, and the opportunities for intelligence artificial in the favelas, yes. Bueno, this is the initial words, yes, according to UNESCO, the main objective of the New Cities initiative is to place cities on the path of initiative empowerment of the cities. New cities skills wide also connecting them with other cities through the world. Media information literate citizens are able to understand the role and functions of media and the other information providers, have basic knowledge and skills in analyzing the use of the media information literacy quickly and efficient for self-expression in order to become independent learners and critical thinkers, as well as to fully participate and benefit from its current society in knowledge and information with the increasingly freedom. The objective of my presentation is the most three examples for the good projects in Brazil. Yes, these projects there are objective for the knowledge, the young people, for the utilizing the IE, intelligence artificial, for the your life, for the work, for the most good opportunities for the society. Yes, the first project is a good project. The name uh, is Expo Favela Innovation in Bahia Station. Yes, in September of the 2023 in the Expo Favela Innovation Bahia, a business and entrepreneurship fair of favela took place in the metropolitan region of Salvador. Yes, these projects there are in Salvador place. Yes, where participants were invited to learn about interact with artificial intelligence tools. Participants were also introduced immersive virtual reality experience. There are good opportunities for the buzz marketing offered by this tool. Yes, this The second good project, and very quickly in my presentation, yes, the name is EA Favela. Yes, these projects, there are the opportunity for the young people. There are filmmakers for the intelligence artificial, for the knowledge uh, apps, for the society. Yes, the objective principle is reflect on ethical issues surrounding the ethical of intelligence artificial, such as the use of the AI tools to create screenplays that could lead to our wing films. Yes, the chariots creates the intelligence artificial, speaks in the youthful and relaxed language, using phrases and using daily and young people in the favelas. Yes, this is apps for the utilizing intelligence artificial for the knowledge the people in favela, for filmmaker, your really your life. Uh, for this is important for the reality for favela is not easy. The real life of favela is very strong. Yes, e utilizar inteligência artificial for the filmmaker this really real life of the favela is opportunity for the humanization and the new projects for these peoples. Yes, create new opportunities for these peoples. Yes, the the finally projects. Their name is Gerando Falcões. Yes, this project is very special because uh, there are the objective for the change or change the actually situation for the people in relation the war there are there are new opportunities for the work for these people. There are these projects, the name is Conecta Trampo. In these projects, the people utilizing inteligência artificial for the search new opportunities for these people for the favela. Yes, these projects in probability program the NGO General Falcões as partnered with Meta and Bookmaker Artificial Intelligence Platform to create its official WhatsApp icons using chatbots and AI for connecting candidates with new jobs openings in an agile and simple way. Yes, these opportunities is very special in Brazil because is an opportunity for this stimulate the organizations, stimulate the people, stimulate the sociability for the new opportunities for the young peoples, for the first work for the people. It's not easy because there are marginalization for these people. It's not easy the real life for these people in favela. Yes, in these projects is new opportunities for the organizations see this real life of favela and there are opportunities, new opportunities for these people. Is for me is very special. It's very special. There are more and more projects stimulating the knowledge, the young people, knowledge, the new work opportunity for the work, knowledge, the knowledge, and not some schools, but in your community, your neighborhoods, your colleagues, your friends. Yes. And when I finally my presentation, yes, is this. My intention is present three good projects. Yes, for me, it's very honored participate for this discussion. And thank you very much for all.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. David, for your sharing. You have highlighted two many projects you have held in Favelas in Brazil in order to use artificial intelligence. And I can summarize your communication in some key words. First, you have used artificial intelligence to help young people to create and to search for information for new job, to create chatbot, and use artificial intelligence for the development and to develop the fabulous. Thank you so much for what you have shared with us. I will let Professor Felipe add quickly some word before we go to the next um, panel because our time is gone.
Yes,
Professor
yes, yes,
Felipe,
yes, yes.
yeah,
Yes. Sure war.
yeah.
Congrats. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, David Mayer. Congratulations for your projects. Congratulations to bringing the important point of ethical point, ethical reflection, and of course the popular communities. The name in Portuguese is favelas. These these projects in popular communities or favelas. Your contribution is very practice and very important for us. Thank you so much, of course. And your contribution have a post-human philosophy in this line. The professor Thomas Bauer talked about sensibility, responsibility, and social responsibility, and philosophy. And your work is practice philosophy, David Meyer. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Professor Emanuel Comiconacu and Professor Felipe Chibaz Ortiz.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. It is our pleasure to work together with you. So I would like to introduce our next panelist from Canada, Mr. William Ngom. Yeah, before I give him the floor, let me introduce him. Mr. William Ngom is a Canadian from Ivory Coast, and he has held a master's degree in software engineering from the University of Sherbrooke, as well as an engineering degree in computer science obtained in Cote d'Ivoire, his native country. With over 20 years of experience in information technology, he held he worked as a senior IT consultant, helping organizations transform their need into clear, deliver, and value-add solution. As a pastor in Impact Center Christian community, he also puts his skills and leadership at the service of this community. Mr. William Ingham, you have the floor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to start with sharing my screen. So
Yes.
my English is not is not very good, but I think that you can understand what I'm saying. So this presentation is the sharing of my experience with generative AI. So generative AI is a AI way capable to generate content like text, image, videos, and music. And this new paradigm introduces a, a new dynamic across many sectors like journalism, music, and blogging. So how human can preserve their creativity without losing themselves in the growing area of AI tool. So my point is, we have many AI in the market, and day and day we create new, and the creativity of human, I think that is not in danger, but we have to do something to preserve our creativity. So I will pass the definition. So the new paradigm is affected industry, journalism, graphic, music, film, videos, translate. But we know that generative AI is an opportunity, saving time. It's a new form of expression, but people can create something with AI, and it's like democratize the access of a creation, you know. But we have some risk, the devaluation of the creative work, so people cannot accord. I don't think that is the good word. Give credit to the creative job, and we have a risk in the uh, intellectual property. So if we use AI, we have a burn of this part of intellectual property. Another risk is the loss of people authenticity, because AI, it's a machine, so it can give like the same response for many people. So people can lose their authenticity. And I put some reference. I can share you the reference after. So human possess an advantage has not yet been able to integrate in the AI, is like intention, emotion, experience, context, judgment, and the responsibility. These elements concern the person who interact with AI, and and the question is, how can human preserve the creativity, knowing that is deeply connected to all these elements? So I want to share now my experience. I have a blog on LinkedIn, and every day I post my thinking of about IT, about job on LinkedIn. So I use 4 steps to keep my authenticity. The first step is the design my idea. So I put my intention, my emotion, my experience, and my context. And this idea, I will feed it to AI. So like ChatGPT or Claude, depending the AI. So I give this material to AI, and I get a result. This result, it's my responsibility to challenge it to readjust, to rebalance the result. So I think this part is very important because it's the part who someone lost their identity. They don't readjust, they don't challenge the result of AI. So I keep my critical mind, my truth self. So it's comment on dit implique it means that my judgment, my responsibility, and my ethics. So this result, this result we AI give me, how is meet my ethics, how is meet my thinking. For me, it's possible to keep our identity, but it requires consciously discipline and responsibility to keep it. So, in conclusion, I think like that AI is a tool. Okay, generative AI will not replace the creative mind. It's just redefine the role. It's redefine the role. So people can just catch this new paradigm. So to maintain our uniqueness, um, people will be an author of our own creative voice. You keep preserve it. I think that you can understand what I'm saying. So the final point is creativity. AI boosts the creativity of human, but it's supposed to human to do an effort to preserve our uniqueness and our authenticity. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. William Engum, for your contribution, your sharing, and we like it. Yeah, you and me, you speak better French than English, so you have done the best job today.
Sorry.
Thank you so much for what you have said. Yes,
It's a good practice for me.
yes, yes. Thank you. I will summarize in one word your presentation. That means AI is a tool but not replace the creative mind. It redefine its role. That means you can use artificial intelligence to create, to think, to work, but you must know that we are human and our mind, our brain must be used in every situation. You must develop our critical thinking so we can be authentic. Thank you so much for sharing your idea and your experience. Professor
Thank you.
Felipe, I don't know if you have something to add before we go to the next panelist. Thank you so much.
Your phone is mute.
Yeah, Professor Felipe, your phone.
You are on
You are
mute.
muted. You are muted.
You are muted.
Sorry. Thank you so much, Professor Emmanuel Comiconaco. Thank you so much, Mr. William Gom. It's very insightful, your presentation. The resume is, for me, generative AI and creativity thinking are fundamental for this time, for this moment of the humanity. And you talk about the lost the identity without creativity. I like so much your presentation. You are welcome in this space. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Professor Felipe. We are going to give the floor to our next panelist from Brazil. Yeah. Yes. Is Mrs. Talita online?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, you are here. So, thank you. Before I give the floor to her, let me introduce her. Mrs. Talita Santiago is a Brazilian researcher and academic specialized in territory, urban studies, and society. He held a master's degree in territorial and society from the Catholic University of Salvador. Her academic and professional interests include urban management, geotechnology, environment planning, territorial development, and smart cities. Um, Talita Santiago has also participated in international discussion and webinar connected to media and information literacy, innovation, artificial intelligence, digital society, and urban educational challenge, collaborating with experts from different continents. And today we are here to share your knowledge with us. You have the floor. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this invitation. Let's go. Today, I would like to briefly reflect on the relationship between artificial intelligences, urban and inequalities, and media information literacy in contemporary cities. So artificial intelligence is changing the way we communicated, study, work, and participated in society. Today, AI is present in education, social media, public services, creative work, and urban management. However, technology alone does not automatically create democracy, inclusion, or critical citizenship. In many parts of the world, especially cities from the global south, is my case, technological development happens at the same time as a social and education and inequalities. For this reason, I believe the discussion about Miss Cities is extremely important today. We are discussion people, we are discussion how citizens understand information now, how they participate in public life, and how they interact in digital systems. And today, societies face many challenges related to artificial intelligences and digital communication. We see the growth in misinformation and deepfakes, algorithmic influences, and digital exclusion. On this context, an important question emerges: we preparing citizens to critically understand artificial intelligence or only to consume digital technologies? Many people have access to smartphones and digital platforms, but they do not always have access to critical digital literacy. And this creates new forms of vulnerability. In this context, I would like to bring the example of my city, Salvador of Bahia. I have a presentation. I share one moment.
Yeah.
So in this case, I have AI governances, digital inclusion, and urban inequalities. So emerging experience a plan of AI to Bahia, participatory governance, collaboration between governance, academic, and civil society, smart cities initiatives, digital public services, and persistent challenges for digital inequalities because the existing the favelas, for example, unequal access to informational, educational disparities, informational vulnerability, limited critical digital literacy, And AI governance must also be educational, ethical, and participatory.
You have some technical problem. You can continue if we
You
don't.
see me?
I see you better. We cannot see the screen. Your share
Oh,
is not,
okay.
so you can continue speaking.
Yeah. Salvador is a city with strong cultural diversity and creativity, but also marked by historical urban and social inequalities. At the same time, Bahia has started important discussions about artificial intelligence governance and digital transformation. One important example is the plan. This is very important because it shows that AI governance is not only a technical issue, it is also an educational, ethical, and participatory issue. But can an AI governance truly exist without public participation and digital inclusion? However, even with technological innovations and smart city initiatives, but many communities and still experience an unequal access to informational and educational disparities and digital exclusion. How can cities become more technologically advanced without reproducing its existing social inequalities? This is why media and informational literacy becomes essential. Cities need more technological innovation now. They need critical education, they need ethical communication, and they need digital inclusion. And they need citizens who are able to understand, question, and critically use information and technology. As an MI architect and urban researcher and urban planner, I believe the future of cities cannot be based only efficiency and digital system. It must also be based on human dignity, participation, and inclusion. Perhaps the central challenges today is not only technological development, but the construction of more ethical, inclusive, and human-centered digital societies. For this reason, new cities offer an important opportunity to rethink urban development and more human-centered always. In my opinion, the future of cities is not only technological, it is educational, ethical, and human. Um, and perhaps this one in the most important questions of your time. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mrs. Talita Emmanuel Santiago from Brazil, for your communication. Yes, I can summarize your word in one sentence. Artificial intelligence governance is not only educational technical, but it is educational issues and public participation and inclusion. So you have said that media and information literacy and artificial intelligence must become essential, and we must use them critically so we can build our presence and our future in ethical world. So I will let the Professor Felipe say something before we give the floor to the speakers to comment and to add their contribution. Professor Felipe, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Professor Emmanuel Comiconacos. Thank you so much, dear Talita Emmanuel Teixeira Santiago. You are the only female here and the only young person too. But
Yeah.
you represent, yes, Professor Comine, but you represent well this kind of people. Your presentation are very insightful and talk about the participation and the exclusion or inclusion. It's better inclusion. And of course, the citizen digital citizenship. We need this vision, of course. We need this vision with education or re-education, the people and the different agents of the city, because we got here, we live all us in a new era with different challenge to the past, and we need this vision. But the social science, of course, and the philosophy of these new ecosystems. Eh? It's a very difficult to see that with this new vision, with this approach of the cities. Thank you so much, dear Talita Emmanuel Teixeira Santiago. And of course,
Thank you so much
we
too.
we wait for you in other sessions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Professor Felipe. Thank you, Mrs. Talita Emmanuel. And thank you, everyone. We are at the end of this session, but before we go, before we disconnect, I will give everyone 1 minute for one word, one word.
Professor,
Yeah,
sorry, but we got here too Abugu,
Abugu,
Abugu
Abugu is,
from Nigeria.
yeah, he is disconnected. I try
Is
to,
this correct?
yeah,
Oh,
he disconnected. Maybe he is facing a technical problem.
oh,
Yeah, know that in Africa it is not easy sometimes to be connected for a long time. And yeah, I understand. I am waiting for him, but I have searching for him, but I don't have an answer for him.
okay.
Yes, yeah. Uh, okay, I don't know whether you can. mm,
May I
okay.
start? May I start?
Yes, you can. You can start. Exactly. Yeah.
Sorry. Well, I found this session very interesting. Uh, Out of my personal view of what I'm thinking and doing, because I'm on a very theoretical level. And I found it very interesting to listen to the world of practice and analysis of the practice from all over, from Cote d'Ivoire until Brazil. It's really interesting uh, that I found they all have a critical understanding of AI and of creativity, and from all of them, I hear that. We should not use AI just as a tool in order to make the world easier. Uh, AI is somehow the metaphor of the change of the society. We are becoming a society somehow with a new structure, maybe a new culture. We are connected to each other in another way. So that means we are on the next level of building the society, not only interculturally or internationally, but also in the way to get much more integrated. And we have to learn somehow. Let's say we often say it's a long life learning what we should do. I would say, as I understood here, it's not just a long life learning, it's an integrated life learning. We have to integrate life in our learning processes as the other way around to integrate the processes of learning into our life. Thank you anyway very much for all that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Professor Thomas.
Thomas, yeah.
Yeah, from Vienna, we have appreciated your sharing, your knowledge.
Mhm.
Here you are our father, our teacher, our counselor, and I know that it is not the last. You have the opportunity to share other ideas with us another time. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
fine.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we are going to give the floor to Mr. Pastor William Engum from Ivory Coast, from Canada, from Montreal, for one word. As as I did,
One
and
one
one word.
word is very very difficult.
One
So
sentence.
AI is a AI is a disruptive technology, I know, but my keyword is don't lose your originality, authenticity, and it's our responsibility. Technology is good, but the creative mind is the first thing. So um, my concern is people can do the possibility to conserve this authenticity and um, they keep their originality. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. William, for your final word. That humanity must be in the center of our development. The new world in which we are developing our idea, our problems, our works must be founded based on human mind. Thank you so much for your sharing. Yeah, we are going to give the floor to Mr. Davy. Mr. Davy,
Thank you very much, Professor Emanuel Comiconacu, Professor Felipe Chivas Ortiz. Very honor for me stay here. Professor Winnie Nigon, Talita Emanuel Teixeira, and my colleague and the AESC of UNESCO Alliance, Thomas Bauer. Very honor for me participate for this discussion. I hope for discussion not stop here, but there are other opportunities for in the discussing the universities, organizations, governments, and the all society uh, discuss the new cities because it is important initiative for the all people. Thank you very much for the all.
thank you so much, Mr. David Mayor, for your final word. Yeah, we have finally our last guest from Nigeria, Mr. Jude. Mr. Jude may have facing many problems, technical problems, but he is with us. Mr. Jude, are you connected? Yeah, you are mute. You are mute.
I'm sorry, network disrupted my participation. I know I've missed some aspect of the discussions, but I'll try to be as briefly as possible.
Okay,
Can
thank
I
you.
go on?
Yeah, before we were at the end, but I must introduce you. Mr. Jude Chukwumunzo Amugu is a Nigerian journalist and media information literacy advocate with extensive experience in broadcast journalism. He currently works with the Nigeria Television Authority, where he contributed to new production and editorial operation within one of the Africa's largest public broadcasting network with a background in mass communication and over a decade of professional experience in the major sector. He has built his career around journalism practice, public interest reporting, and major development. His work reflects a strong communication to ethical journalism, information dissemination, and strengthening major literacy within Nigeria's society. Mr. Jude, you have the floor. Thank you so much for being here.
All right. Thank you, Emmanuel and Philippe, for the opportunity to contribute to this conversation. I would not waste much time because some of the speakers they have touched on some issues I wanted to raise. I sent a slide earlier. I don't know if you got it, but I can go ahead to save time. So it is already a agreed consensus that impact of AI on education and communication can be negative or positive. And let me just briefly reflect on some of the impacts. In education, the first speaker mentioned how AI tools are utilized in research, teaching, and learning. Of course, AI tools are enhancing research, innovation, learning, and knowledge sharing and management. It is also worthy of note that universities now have programs that train students on AI innovation and technologies. And that's why today we have a study disciplines in software engineering, cloud computing, automation, robotics. So it has opened a new era of opportunity for a new crop of professionals with high demand skills in this technical area of artificial intelligence. Unfortunately, in the academic field where there are no defined protocols or guidelines on how AI can be utilized, we find out that they are not used in accordance with the ethics in the education system. And that's why we keep having issues of plagiarism, IP theft, and production of substandard academic materials, as well as examination malpractices. If you go to the area of communication, we'll notice that the impact is even much more bigger, as it has far-reaching effect, touching on almost all aspects of life. Maybe because communication is the means of sharing information, sharing ideas, sharing knowledge. And that is why, like the speaker that was speaking when network knocked me off, the IT guy from Canada, mentioned how AI, generative AI tools are being used by journalists in news production, translation, transcribing, how AI tools are used in music, movie, filmmaking, graphics. And also, we know AI are also used in fact-checking and debunking misinformation and disinformation. And of course, communication professionals are using AI to manage tasks and contents, schedule publications or dissemination of messages, and monitor engagements and evaluate the impact of communication. So, as big as the positive impact of AI is more on communication, so is the effect or the negative impact on communication. You will agree with me that today AI has become the major enabler of fake news when we talk about disinformation and misinformation, deepfakes, political polarization, propaganda, conspiracy theories, manipulation of contents, and these have effects on democratic society. It has effect on information integrity and social cohesion. And that is why AI is perceived as a tools that are being misused by social media users in such a way that they do not think about the effects of their negative use of AI will have on the larger society. The unethical use of AI in storytelling by content creators, by some journalists, without disclosing the extent they use AI to produce their contents, is making it impossible for people to know authentic contents, differentiate between authentic contents and contents that are manufactured with artificial intelligence. So this poses a challenge to the society. And like one of the speakers earlier said, I think Professor Thomas, he was talking about surprises. So the AI innovation came like a surprise to some communities, especially in Africa and some part of the global south, in such a way that the low literacy level, low technological know-how, low media and information literacy skills existing in this community made it very difficult for these societies to be able to fully understand and know how to use this AI to the benefit of the community and navigate through the challenges that will come with the AI innovation. So as a result, it appears as if AI is widening the digital divide in the global south, widening the technological inequities that exist between global south and the global north. Unfortunately, we cannot stop AI because as more as these communities are trying to grapple with the plethora of AI tools that are being rolled out daily, more and more are still coming up. So the society must prepare to live and work with AI for the good of the humanity. That means communities must scale through these challenges, and that is by building responsible and inclusive digital societies, which is cities. And we know for us to scale these challenges, especially in the global south, we need to build digital societies that are resilient and that can safely and responsibly navigate through the challenges of AI tools, adopting a sustainable and ethical AI utilization in education, communication, and equipping citizens with the right literacies and skills that will help them to be active, critical, responsible, and rational users of AI and other technologies that will come with the AI. It means that in this age of AI, digital literacy is not enough. Digital literacy must go beyond the competencies of utilizing digital platforms and navigating through them. It must integrate media and information literacy, AI literacy in education, communication, governance, workplace, and in the creative industry, because these are where AI are used in large scales. Of course, it is what the Mixed Cities concept is all about. Mixed City, which is advocating that communities must be media and information literate cities, towns. And that is why this dialogue is taking place. I will conclude to save some time. I made some recommendation by suggesting that stakeholders in media and information literacy must sustain mere advocacy, education, research, partnership and collaboration, training and capacity building, as well as policy dialogue to strengthen media and information literacy and help communities to be media and information literate communities that are resilient and sustainable. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jude, for your uh, communication. You have concluded. It is your last word, and I will summarize in one sentence. We cannot stop artificial intelligence. Society must prepare himself to face it and use it critically, safely, and with resilience. Thank you so much. Professor Felipe?
Thank you.
Don't know if you have something to add before you give the floor to the last person to conclude. Thank you so much, Mr. Mugo.
Well,
Thank you,
people,
Emmanuel. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
thank you so much to all. We got we have time, we haven't time, and we need to close the session. Thank you. And my last word, uh, in,
Not your
in
last word. If you have something to add before your last word, I will give the floor to Mrs. Talita Emmanuel, if you accept.
oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Mrs. Talita Emmanuel,
Yes.
yeah, your
Um,
voice.
okay. This meeting is very important because they create bridges between different countries, cultures, academics, perspectives. I was also positively surprised by David presentation when he mentioned Salvador and reflected on aspects related to my city. It was a very meaningful moment for my personally and academically, and I added a lot to this discussion. So thank you very much to everyone.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Emmanuel, for your contribution. You will be invited for the next panel. Professor Felipe, you have the last word before you close this session.
Oh, thank you so much. I am had the pleasure to share this special moment to all. Of course, we got many ideas, many challenges in this moment and in this webinar. The reach of this discussion is the difference and the diversities. I talk. I am not talk diversity. I talk diversities, professional diversities, different continents, and of course different visions and professions. Uh, I like to remark some ideas. For example, we invite to all to write a chapter at the next book on mill cities. This is very important because we need the legacy, we need the experience, and we need, of course, the your experience to all. It's important to this new concept, Mercedes. Mercedes, in my opinion, is a revolutionary concept about media and information literacy because the vision of the city and the different agents of the city is important in this contribution because we got now a new framework, right? We got now a new actors. We got now a new platforms. We got now a new war situation. The dear Judy Abugu talk about the global south. Very important this vision too, because we need to integrate the north and south, and we need to integrate different visions, different democracy visions, and the different scientific visions. And all the people are important, all the continents and all the countries. This is very important. The contribution of the local place like Salvador City or European cities or Latin American cities or North American cities is important in this vision and this situation. My congratulations to all, and we wait for the contribution for this book to all too. Thank you so much, and remember, we are the message. All of you are the message. The cities are the message, and we need to all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you
Bye
much.
bye. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you all. It was wonderful.
thank you.
Thank you, Philippe. Thank you, Emmanuel, for
Thank
this
you,
opportunity.
Thank you, Professor Thomas Meyer from Vienna. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Yam Angom from Montreal. Thank you, Mrs. Tatiana Emmanuel from Brazil. Thank you, Mr. David Meyer from Brazil. Thank you, our brother Jude from Nigeria. And we recognize also, you remember, Professor Babu from India. Professor Felipe, this is the end of this session. Thank everybody. And where
Thank you very much.
may
Bye
the
bye. Ciao.
light be with
Muito
you.
obrigado.
Thank you.
Thank you, William Agon. Thank you,
Thank you
Professor
very
Thomas
much.
Bowers. Thank you, Julia Bugu. Thank you,
Thank
Will.
you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Tabi Myers.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Talita.
Thank you.
My tutor in the University of Zaragoza. You, of course, hugs for my partner and my friend, Professor Emmanuel Comico Naco. Big Emmanuel Comico Naco. Judy Abugu. Nice to see you,
Thank
my
you.
friend.
Thank you. Obrigado.
Congratulations to everyone. Bless you. Okay. Yes, yes. Mhm. Yeah.